Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Washington, D.C. Today's verse is 1 John 3:24. The one who keeps his commandments abides in him, and he in him. We know by this that he abides in us by the Spirit whom he has given us. Well, today is very definitely a continuation, a part 2 of last week's verse, and I have the link up here. If you haven't seen last week's verse, you really need to check it out to understand today's verse a lot better. But a real short nutshell recap would be when God commands, he says things like, "Let there be light," and there is light. He speaks it and it comes into existence, because by his command, by the word of his mouth, it will happen. Likewise, he could command the same type of thing right within our heart. Let there be light, and I will be the light of the world. Because of my own doing? No, because of what he commanded within me. It's all his doing. I'm just submitting, and that's nothing. So, let's look at this week a couple of examples of people who really got this. The first would be Peter, who of course very famously declared, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." He got that, so he knew that Jesus was Lord. But check this out. In Matthew 14, you have the instance where Jesus is walking on the water. The disciples are freaking out, thinking it's a ghost. Jesus calms them. "It's just me. It's okay." Then Peter says in verse 28, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." Peter got that. If Jesus issued the command, it will happen. And sure enough, Jesus issues the command. It only took one word: come. In verse 29, and Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came towards Jesus. He did what was impossible. Again, because of something Peter did? No, because of Jesus' command to come. And as long as Peter had his eyes on Jesus and submitted, he was fine. But once he took his eyes off of Jesus and focused on his own issues, well, then it didn't go as well. Now, the other person I'd like to point out is the centurion who had a sick servant, asked if Jesus would come to heal. Jesus said, "Sure, I'll come and heal." But then the centurion said, "Well, you don't have to actually come. You can just speak the word. You can command it into existence, just as I, as a human commander, can issue a command, and I know that my soldiers will obey it." He got it. That Jesus is God and only God could command things into happening. And in Luke 7:9, when Jesus heard this, he marveled at him and turned and said to the crowd that was following him, "I say to you, not even in Israel have I found such great faith." So back to our main verse here. Let's see. And we know that by this, that he abides in us by the Spirit whom he has given us. And it's all about whether the Spirit is causing these commandments to happen within us. Now, there is a couple of Christian sects that are misusing this and trying to take the commandments over themselves, saying things like, "Cancer, I command you to come out of this person." Sounds nice and holy, but commandments are God's domain. We don't do it. We can ask God to command it, but we can't command it. Or there are non-Christian religions that try to speak things into existence, like those who will just keep chanting, inner peace, thinking by just saying it over and over they can command it into existence, like God. No, God can speak inner peace to us, and we'll have a peace that passes understanding. So let's submit to his commands, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.